Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 6 of the advent of cyber. Let's do a quick recap of where we're at. Day 1, we went over frameworks, discussed what frameworks are. We discussed what NIST is. We discussed 27,000 series and so forth. On day 2, we went through log analysis. And what we learned there was we learned how to use the grep tool. We learned how to go through logs and do those analysis and search using grep. Within those logs, we found out that the Betty Gang got in with an IP address that they were attacking us from, and found what data on our server they were looking at. Day 3, we went through OSINT. On OSINT, that was Nothing Escaped Detective McCred. So what did we learn on day 3? We went through who is lookup. We looked at the robot.txt file on the website, understood what that was. We went through and looked at breach databases like Have I Been Pwned? And then we learned how to search through GitHub. What did we learn on day 3? Day 3, we investigated the domain santagift.shop, found out who it belonged to. By searching GitHub and the Santa Gift repo, we were able to find out a username and password. We were also able to find out a QA server. And with those usernames and passwords, we found that the web developers had left those open on GitHub. So what did we do for day 4? Day 4, we were scanning through the snow, right? So we learned how to scan a network and what tools we use to scan a network. We learned that to network scan, you're going to scan for port scanning. You're going to do vulnerability scanning depending on what type of scan you do. We used Nmap. I looked at the way Nmap was used by using a couple of different arguments, -SS, -SN, -O, -SV. Each one of those has a different argument in it. We were also shown the tool of Nikto. That open source allows scanning of websites and vulnerabilities. It enabled you to look up subdomains, outdated servers, debug messages, and so forth. So on day 4, by using all of those scanning methods that we learned about, we were able to find out that we had 2 ports open on our server. We had SSH server open. We had SMB or Samba open. And using those 2 ports, we were able to identify and get on that server. And then we were able to access a folder, the admins folder on that server with the username and password that we got from day 3. On day 5, what did we do? Because we had those usernames and passwords, we wanted to go ahead and see if we could get onto that server or onto another server on the back end. We were doing brute force attacks. We looked at what remote services are like SSH, RDP, VNC. We went through and explained what authentication was, something you know, something you have, something you are. So something you know would be your password. Something you have would be like a hardware token. Right now, they're like on your phones, hardware token, software token. And then something you have or something you are would be like a retinal scan or a fingerprint. We explained how to attack passwords using shoulder surfing or using password guessing. We also looked at dictionary attacks. And then in that attack, what we did is we did a brute force attack, which is one of the most exhausting ones you can find out there, time consuming. We used the rocku.txt file, which was a file that was put out in 2009 from the Rocku hack. It had about 32 million usernames and passwords on there. Some say it's about 14 million. So in the end, on day 5, using what we learned, we were able to scan the server. We were able to find that SSH and VNC were both open on that server. We went ahead and learned how to use Hydra. And using Hydra, we ran a password attack against the server using the Rocku text file. Then we found the password within the Rocku text file and a blank username on that server. So using Ramina on our attack box, we connected to that VNC server and we were able to find our flag that way. So that means that the Yeti Bandit Gang could have probably broken into the server using the Rocku text file by getting by getting the passwords off the Rocky text file and broken into that server. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at email analysis, because what the elves believe is that it all originated in email through phishing, which a lot of these attacks do. A lot of these, in the real world, you see a lot of attacks start with a phishing attack on one of your users. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. All right, here is our story continued. So we are now on day 6, email analysis. We won't read the top part. They did have an issue with the rooms. Hey, burn them all. Okay, so they did have an issue with the rooms earlier today. I think they've got those fixed. Cybersec Meg did do a walkthrough video, kind of like what we're going to do here. But this is our objects or objectives for today. Elf McBlue found email activity while analyzing log files. It looks like everything started with an email, as it usually does with all users. So in today's objectives, what we're going to do, we're going to learn what email analysis is and why it matters. We're going to look at email headers and understand what email headers are. They are essential to email analysis. We'll look at the essential questions to ask in an email analysis. Learn how to use email header sections to evaluate an email. Learn to use additional tools to discover email attachments, conduct further analysis. And in the end, we're going to help the ELF team investigate the suspicious email that was received. Okay, so what is email analysis? I'm not going to read all the way through this, but what is email analysis? It's just what it says. So when you receive an email, what you see in the email isn't the whole email. On the back end, you have headers. In those headers has a lot of information. So it's got like sender information. Here we go. Emails like sender information, recipient information, path, return address, and attachments. All of that is in those headers, and they tell the IT or the security department and within IT where that email came from, how long it took to get there, where it originated from, how many hops it had, and so forth. It's crucial for analysis. So it says there are two main concerns with email analysis: security issues, performance issues. So security issues, of course, are like phishing. Performance issues would be like, hey, I sent an email and I didn't get it for like 15, or they didn't get it for like 15 hours, or they didn't get it till the next day. Why? So you can go through and look at the path of that email and find out why. In this task, we'll focus on security concerns like social engineering, phishing. Phishing emails usually appear to come from trusted sources, but they're not. So usually, like I'm sure everybody out there has gotten an email from their boss, and it wasn't actually an email from their boss. Let's see. Does email analysis still matter? Yes, 100% it matters. So here comes the important things about this, how we analyze emails. So we've got a from field, which is the sender's address, the to field, which is the address that it's going to. You've got CC and BCC, so carbon copy and blind carbon copy. The date in which the email was sent, subjects, return path, domain key, and DKIM signatures. Those email signatures provide the email service to identify and authenticate emails, SPF. That is a big one, so it shows the server in which was used to send the email, which is big. You got the message ID, the MIME version, X headers, X received, X spam status, and X mailer. Those are all different types of scores and names and so forth. So on here we've got important header email fields for quick analysis. You can run through these. I'm not gonna read all the way through all of this. We're gonna try and see if we can't dive into it. Let's see. You also need an email header parsing tool. So there are many parsing tools out there for email. And this one, I think they're going to we're going to demonstrate Sublime Text. Sublime Text, you can install the email parser. You can also go out to Google and just search header analyzer, email header analyzer. And there's a whole bunch of them. Microsoft has one, Google has one. All you got to do is dump it in there, and it lays it all out in a nice, pretty format. So let's go through here. This is kind of showing us what we're going to end up doing. Text editors, email analyzer, commands. So this is just kind of pipping us through. So let's go ahead and let's start the machine. And let's go ahead and start the attack machine. I should have started this before. It's going to take a while. We're going to move. This is Sublime. So I've got Sublime open over here. So we may end up using that. Over here, we'll use it. Maybe we'll use it in attack box. In fact, I'm going to drop this down. We'll make this bigger. These boxes take a minute to load. So let's go through and read. While that's loading, let's read through. Oh, here we go. We didn't read all this. Additionally, you can use open source Intel tools to check email reputation. So tools like emailrep.io. Here, if you find suspicious URLs or addresses, considering. So let's go ahead and, since we're going to use this stuff, let's go ahead and pull it up on here. A great one is VirusTotal. VirusTotal, we can upload files to VirusTotal and it'll tell us. Looks like they're going to want us to use VirusTotal. So let's. You can search hash values, click on behavior tab. All right, this looks like going to be a little bit more in depth. Should be pretty fun once we get this thing open. All right, so what are we going to do? What's our email address for the sender? What's the return address? On whose behalf was the email sent? So it should be sent on this person. This person should be the sender. So I'm guessing this person is not going to be the real sender, or this person is not going to be who was actually sent on. This will be the actual sender. We'll look at the spam score. What's the hidden value of the message ID field? So we'll have to, looks like we may have to do some decoding of that. Oh, here we go. Check all the attachments. What is the file of the attachments? What's the hash value of the attachment? Oh, visit VirusTotal. Visit Inquest website. Oh, do we have Inquest? Oh, it's taking this attack box forever to load. There we go. There's our Inquest. I think everybody's on TryHackme right now. Look at this. This box is taking forever. All right, there we go. Ooh. All right, machine is started. Now let's go ahead and figure out what we need to do. It looks like we have an urgent email right here. And if we open it, that's going to open up in Sublime automatically. Let's go ahead and scroll through here and find out, okay, so what is the email address of the sender? Scroll through here, that's our subject. Received. Here's our delivered to. Received from mail.santaclaus@TryHackme. Oh, here's our message ID. Oh, it looks like our sender is Chief Elf at TryHack Santa Claus. Let's see, copy. Is that right? All right, we got that one right. Okay, what's the return address? We got a different return address, huh? Oh, look at the return path. Murphy.evident at bandicoot at bandy.yeti. So you can see on here, even though it says that this is the sender, it's actually being sent from Murphy. Okay, is that? Oh. I got messed up. There we go. Yeah, that's sender. All right. So on whose behalf was the email sent? Well, right here it says it was from the Chief Elf. Which seems like that always happens, right? Always comes from the CEO or the CIO or the CFO. All right, what is the spam score? So back up here we talked about spam scores. Where is our... So to look up the spam score, when you look at X spam status, we got X attached, we got XP, X spam score. So there's our spam score. So our spam score is 3. Okay. What is the hidden value of the message ID field? All right, where's the message ID field? So we've got XM. Here's our message ID. And this is the message. Now this looks like a whole bunch of junk. But if we take this right here, this looks like it's base 64. So let's decode this base 64. So if I put it in here and I decode it, so AoC 2022 email analysis, that should be our answer. So our message ID was encoded with base 64. We'll go ahead and submit. Yep, there we go. Visit the email reputation check website provided in the task. What is the result? What is the reputation result of the sender's email? So the sender's email. So what was the sender's email? This is our sender's email. So let's copy that. And where did they want us to go? They want us to go to the email reputation. Simple reputation. Simple. Yeah. Let's check this one out. So under simple email reputation, it says it's risky. Suspicious, the domain is valid. but it doesn't have a valid MX record. Interesting, interesting. Risky? All right, check the attachments. What is the file name of the attachment? So here we go. All right, here's our attached division labor load share plan .doc. So this is our attachment. Copy. Copy that one. Is that one going to be right? Let's see. Submit. Whoa. Boom shakalaka. All right. What is the hash value of the attachment? What is the hash value of the attachment? All right, let's go on here, message ID. What is our hash value? How do we find this hash value? So let's scroll back up here and let's see how we find our hash value. Okay, so we have gone in and we've already gone into Sublime. We open Sublime, we've done this. If your file is an email or message extension, it will automatically see. Okay, so we did that. Email header. Text headers are helpful for analysis. In this task, we will use the email analyzer tool to view the body of the email analysis and analyze the attachments. The email analyzer tool is a tool designed to parse email headers for a better view and analyze, and the tool is ready to use in the given VM. The tool can show headers, bodies, and Alright, so let's open up a terminal and we're going to type in let's ls, let me see where we're at. CD desktop ls. All right, now we see urgent email. Okay, so let's do email analyzer to analyze the file. So we're going to do -i and we're going to do urgent email. Yep, we're going to use all the flags here. So we're going to do -header, -HTML. Oop. -u. We're going to do text, and we want to extract all of the attachments. All right, looks like we had a folder created on our desktop, email attachments. Looks like everything got pulled out. That's nice and pretty too. Look, all our headers. We could have just used that, because it would have showed who it was from, the date, time. That's nice and pretty. All right, so now that we've extracted our email attachments, now let's see what they want us to do. Use the sample below. We execute, so we did all of this. At this point, you should have completed the following checks. Additionally, you can use open source intelligent tools to check email reputation. We did that. We done that. After completing a missing task, this sample shows URLs. Oh, now remember to navigate to the file's location before attempting to calculate the file's hash. Okay, so now, here we go. Here's our line. What we need to do is compute the value of the file to conduct the file-based reputation checks and further the analysis as shown below. You can use the SHA-56 sum tool utility to calculate the file's hash. So right now we are in our desktop folder. So what we want to do is we want to navigate over to our email attachments. There's the attachments, the division of labor load share plan, and we want to find out what that hash is. So let's do SHA-256 sum, and then division of labor. So we'll hit that, and now you see, now we get this big long hash. So here's our hash. Let's copy that, put that on our board. There we go. Copy that whole thing. Boom. Copy. What's it want us to do? Once you get that file, you can go for further analysis on virus total. So virus total. That's a URL. Oh, we can, let's see if we can search this hash. Oh, look at that. That looks kind of nasty. All right, once you get that, there's our now visit the tool. Now visit this whole website and use the search option to conduct. There we go. Click on the behavior tab. So let's go to our behavior. We can scroll down a little bit. Behavior tags calls WMI. Okay. After that, continue on the reputation check in iQuest to enrich the gathered. So if we go over to iQuest, let's throw in the hash over here and look it up. Not the full results. So it says it's malicious. It's a macro hunter. All right, let's scroll back down here. Let's see if we've got anything on here. So the virus total website used the hash value to search, navigate the behavior. What is the second tactic marked in the MITRE attack section? All right, so let's go back here in our MITRE attack section. Ooh, defense evasion. So they're using this file to try and evade. Oh, we did that. Let's get our hash back. We need to add that in. What? Oh, there it goes. Correct answer. Oh, no, it didn't. Come on, pick it up. All right. Well, let me copy this over. Let me copy the hash over to another place, because if this doesn't save it, I'm going to have to come back in. And we're going to say defense evasion. In the Quest website, use the hash value to search what the subcategory of the file is. I think we did that. Our subcategory was macro hunter. We got macro hunter. You gonna allow me to submit? Come on, bro. All right. Well, let's clear this. Let's kill this machine. We don't need it. We've got the password, or we've got the answers. let's scroll back down. There. This happens to me every now and again, where I get stuck in here and it won't let me. Let me go ahead and refresh the site. Uh-oh. There was a problem. Please try again later. Did this thing just crash right in the middle of us doing this? Wow. Look at that. Right in the middle of it, it all crashed. I hope it, well, I guess it saved the other ones. So, well, we figured out what the answers were. Problem is the website went down. So many people are getting to it, or so many people are doing this. Well, that was fun. So we crashed. Looks like I'm going to have to go back in once their site comes back up. But we did finish it. We went through everything. We were able to look at it, get all of our answers. I knocked them down or copied and pasted them over on another sheet. So once it comes back up, I'll be able to put those in, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. So I guess we can go through. So today we learned about hashes. We learned about doing some OSINT using VirusTotal, how to look through email headers, scanning through email headers to kind of help you understand what's going on with that specific email. We're able to yank down an attached file. With that attached file, we were able to pull it out. We were able to find out its hash. Use our places like VirusTotal, like Inquest Labs, to find out whether or not that file was malicious or not. Showed it was, and we will move on from there. So until tomorrow, day 7, we'll find out what day 7 has to offer, and we will be back. Until then, see you guys later.